Hey everyone! So today I'm streaming live for the first time, so I'm excited and kind of nervous at the same time. We'll see how this goes. My son just went down for a nap, so hopefully he won't be able to color for a while. So today I'm gonna color in Romantic Country, the second tale. I had people vote for this one and then also for Escape to Oz, so for the next one that I do, I'll do the other book. And I chose this cute owl picture to color because I love owls and why not color what I love? Okay, so the pencils that I'm using today are the Prismacolor Premier. I'm using Chestnut, which is PC 1081, Burnt Ochre 943, and Goldenrod PC 1034. Okay, so sorry guys. Okay, so how I usually color is from dark to light. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna start with this lovely tree because there's something about trees that are just so fun to color. Okay. See, I don't know what's going on. Okay. I'm trying to pull it up on my laptop too so I can see if anybody chats. Anything. And this is the chestnut. And the reason I'm using Prismacolor today is because I want to achieve kind of a softer feel, which I have more experience with Prismacolor, so it's easier for me to achieve that with these than with the polychromos, which I'm still kind of learning how to use since I just got them about a month ago and I've never used them before. And they're really nice, by the way, but I also love how Prismacolor goes down. Alrighty. Okay. So, guess a little bit about myself. I've been married for about 3 years now, just over 3 years. Sometimes I forget to put my wedding ring on, like I just realized that. Because I'm an artist, so I do a lot of projects that I don't like to get onto my ring. Don't want to get paint and stuff on it, or dust. And I have a son who is just over a year, and he is super fun. He's a sweetie. And you've also noticed that by now that I'm left-handed, which is why I'm going from right to left. And that's one thing that I learned in college is the best way to work is to work from the opposite direction that your hand is going. So, I work right to left. If you're right-handed, you work left to right. And that's especially useful for when you don't want to smudge things with your hand. And I'm just kind of winging this. I don't like have a picture reference or anything. Just like going along how the bark is drawn. I think this is a really cute book. It's by this artist who uses toothpicks, and I think that's really cool. Okay, so once I finish this little section, I just want to show you what I'm gonna do with the other colors, just so I don't spend the whole time coloring this tree with one color. Okay, so this is the burnt ochre, and I'm just gonna go over where I colored before and then out a little bit. Kind of build that color up. Now some people say to be careful about going from dark to light, but if you're, or some people recommend not doing that, I guess, but that's one thing one of my college professors really was very passionate about, I guess you would say, and that with certain mediums you go dark to light, like oil-based, acrylic, and even like colored pencils, because sometimes when you put dark on top of light, it can get muddy if you're not careful. Now that doesn't mean you can't like add a darker color if you feel the need to, but I feel like you get more light and vibrancy when you work dark to light. And if you use the pencils properly by only lightly applying pressure when you put down that darkest color, then you're not going to really run the risk too much of getting too much dark. Okay. Let's see. So I am so sorry if anyone is chatting. Let me see if I can get this figured out. Because I can't see my phone because of the way that it's set up. So let's see really fast if I can figure this out. Let's see. Oh, okay, there we go. I found it. Okay. Hopefully that works. Alrighty. Okay. Next color is goldenrod. And I'm just going to use this to add right there to make it look like there's some light. And I just realized this is a nighttime scene. And yeah. So it might be a little bit too light for that, but that's okay. I can make it into a sunset or something. That way the light on the bark makes sense. Okay. Let's get in there. Okay, so I think I found it. Thanks. Alright. Also, for anyone that's coming in, if there is anyone coming in, thank you, and let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to answer any of them. Alright. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. I might see this fern ochre. Yeah, I might add some darker in there. Yeah, that's a little better. And anything creative takes a lot of trial and error. So, practice makes progress. Okay. There we go. Alright. Yeah, I like that better. I kind of wanted a more like redder wood type of tree. So we'll see if that works. Oh, just realized I got these cute little branches right here. There we go. It was so hard to choose which picture. I like changed my mind maybe 3 times and finally settled on this one because owls. I love owls. Alright. So I hope y'all can see me. I don't know what's going on. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, this is my first time, so please bear with me. I'm new at this whole recording live thing. I'm not as nervous as I thought I would be though, which is good. Because then I'd be shaking and not being able to say anything. So this has been really good for me today. So I guess a little bit more about me. I graduated a little over 2 years ago with an art degree, and I love it. And I just recently really got into coloring in adult coloring books. I've drawn stuff and illustrated coloring pages, and then my mom gave me the Johanna Basford Christmas coloring book, and I love that book, and it kind of opened my eyes to a whole new world of creativity, because for me, even though I am an artist, it allows me to appreciate other people's skills, but also practice techniques without having to, you know, spend all these hours drawing something and then I mess up. Not that drawing your own work and then learning from that is bad, but if you want to learn how to use pencils quickly, more quickly than that, then this is a good thing. And like I said, I'm more familiar with Prismacolor because I've been using Prismacolor, the Prismacolor brand, since high school. I had the Prismacolor Scholars, like the 12 set, I think. And then while I was in college, I bought I think the 48 set, either the 48 or the 36, and then bought some open stock ones, and those got me through college. One thing I do not like about these though is oftentimes they break very easily, and I'm just naturally clumsy, so I drop pencils a lot, and so the ones that I have from college are really beat up, and not very many are actually usable really anymore. And so I bought the full set this year because I wanted the full range of colors, and it's kind of an investment because, or like, they'll last forever because, you know, once I use one pencil or one pencil is no longer usable anymore, I can just buy the open stock one. And it's just cheaper that way because you can build your collection just by buying the open stock ones, but you know, as always, buying in bulk is the less expensive way to go pretty much anywhere. Okay, let's see. So that's shadow here. My husband is still in school. He should be graduating soon though, so that'll be nice. He can move on and to the next stage of our lives. He's studying computer information technology, so he's really good with computers. And actually, he's probably better at Photoshop than I am, which is kind of embarrassing, but that's okay. Computers are not my forte. Oh, I'm back at with the burn ochre, setting some more light. Now, this paper is really smooth, so it's also kind of nice with the Prismacolors, because if you have a lot of tooth, then you have to work harder at getting the white spots to go away. But you also have to be careful with smoother paper because you can't layer up as much. Excuse me. All right. So if you are interested in looking at some of the coloring pages that I've illustrated, you can go on Etsy and search for Printy Pleasy, which is PRINTY PLEASEY. And I have my alphabet downloads on there. And then I'm currently working on some other drawings that I'll probably show you guys another time, so I can get your feedback and stuff. Also, if y'all have any ideas on what you would like to color or have me draw, that would be great, because I kind of had this bit of an artistic slump. Like, I just got some ideas yesterday, but for some reason it's been really hard for me to come up with ideas of what to draw lately. But I do have some in the works. Hopefully you guys like them. Let me know if you want to see videos on those as well. It's finally warming up where we live. I went down to visit Arizona in some family in Arizona for a week a couple weeks ago, and it was nice and hot. I don't mind the heat too much. The humidity would probably be another thing, but yeah, I don't mind the heat too much. And then I came back and it was super rainy and cold and gloomy here, and just wearing long sleeves all the time. But now it's like finally getting warm now that it's almost July. Okay, let's come up here. Close. Oh, I need to show this. So another tip that I have is keeping your pencils well sharp. And I always sharpen my Prismacolor with my opposite hand because then you use less pressure and you're less likely to break while sharpening. But a sharper pencil allows you to get down into the grooves of the tooth of the paper. It also just gives you a little bit more control over what you're doing. Doesn't mean you have to keep it super amazingly sharp the whole time you're coloring, but it does help. And if you let it get too far down to the wood, you run the risk of the wood digging into paper and then creating grooves that are hard to hide. Kind of like when you know, if you've ever written with pen really hard or something on a piece of paper and then colored on the one underneath, you see all those lines. That's what I'm talking about. And that's kind of a random example, but that happened a lot as a kid. Okay. And even though this is a short tip, it's still sharpened. So there are different kinds of tips to have that are sharpened. I have a Prismacolor pencil sharpener. I haven't been using it the past week or so because I actually like this random one that I have better. It's just, for some reason, the pencils are sharpening, the Prismacolors are sharpening better with it than the Prismacolor one. But the Prismacolor one that I have, you can sharpen it to a long point or to a short point. So that's kind of nice if you have an area where you need to maybe add a lot of pressure, but you don't want to break your nicely sharpened Prismacolor pencil tip. There we go. Okay. Hi. Sorry if I butcher your name. What are you reading? Thanks for joining. Glad you could help me through this learning process. Okay, hopefully it's still recording. Sorry, just a second, guys. I need to take care of something. There we go. Okay, sorry, my phone is just really warm. There we go. Okay, I'm back. That's okay. And it's okay to make mistakes because mistakes mean that you're learning. Okay. trying to think of what to say. Alright. Kind of lost my train of thought there. Sorry. So another thing I want to point out is I'm not trying to make this like perfect. Like I think for example, Chris Chang does an amazing job on YouTube coloring. But I have so many interests and hobbies, and it's kind of more of a stress reliever slash practicing techniques kind of outlet for my coloring and just sharing pretty things with you guys that I don't feel it necessary to spend countless hours on something to make it perfect. I mean, like, not that this is not good or anything, but it could be better, I guess. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Just that it's okay if it's not rendered perfectly or if it doesn't look exactly like a picture. Because the point is to have fun. One thing that I love about the coloring community is it's not a competition. We're trying to all have fun together and support each other. Oh, I'm sorry about buffering issues. Those are always not fun. But I'm glad you're here. And also, don't like. I know some coloring books seem really intimidating. Like for some people, this might be intimidating because it does have a lot of detail in some pictures. But if you don't try, you're not gonna I guess learn. And that doesn't mean you should go out and spend money on books that you know you'll never use, but also don't let them scare you if you have them already. Okay. Let's go back to our burnt ochre. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle this one. Okay, there we go. So I can't believe it's already summer. Like I was saying, it just started really actually getting nice here. But time flies when you're having fun, when you're busy. And I just realized there's a lot of stuff that we have coming up. Just realized like last night, the 4th of July is next week. Kind of snuck up on me. I don't know how I feel about this tree, but That's okay. I learned that this combination might not be the most dynamic. I'll say that. And also, it might end up even looking better once I add other elements, because I feel like that always happens when something is unfinished. Oftentimes, it looks terrible until you actually get to a finishing stage. And that happens a lot with like regular artwork. So if you feel like, you know, you have a painting or a drawing that looks terrible, keep working on it. And if it's more of a, there's just something wrong with it kind of a thing, you can try again. But generally speaking, unless it's overworked, if you just keep working on it, it'll turn out. So even when you mess up on something, it's worth not giving up on, I guess. Unless it's like really bad. This one time when I was in high school, for some reason, I don't know why I did this, but I wanted to paint this picture. But it was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 in the, no, not that early, maybe 6 in the morning. And I didn't want to get out of bed, and I didn't want to go turn on the light. So I just like sat there and painted this picture. I turned on the lights when I decided to get ready for the day, and realized that I'd painted my tree that I'd done purple. The grass was brown and my flowers were green, and it was so funny. And I can't even remember why I was telling you that story. You guys, mom brain is a real thing. Just saying. Okay, so let's come up here. Wow, this is going a lot faster than I thought it would. Oh, about half an hour. And I tend to be pretty fast, I think. Just because I'm like used to working with art mediums, and also because I'm not like making this for an assignment, and I'm not trying to color it to sell it. So I'm less of a perfectionist with coloring, which is nice because it allows me to kind of unwind and relax and still do something that I really like. Because when it comes to my own artwork, I like it to be very good quality, because that's what I do for a living. Like yesterday, I was drawing this coloring page, and for some reason I could not get the hand to look right. So I just kept looking at references and finally figured out how to get it to actually look like it was natural instead of some weird bob part. And it was pretty, I don't know why I got so stressed about it, but I did. It's okay, because that means that it'll look right. Fiddler on the Roof song stuck in my head. I don't know why, because I haven't seen that movie for a while. But the music in that movie is just so good. Right. This is, oh, I guess I should mention this. This is the first page in Romantic Country that I've ever done. And I think polychromos would look really good on this paper too. And it does a lot better with layering. In certain situations, because like you can get a lot of layering from Prismacolors because they are such a soft pencil. But because the polychromos, the Faber-Castell polychromos are oil based, you can just get a lot more. And I'm still working on honing my polychromo skills because I have these drawings that I want to do for my Etsy shop that I want to color in and sell prints of or cards of or something. Yeah, they're cute little cards. And I want the polychromos because they are light fast. So I want to sell the original. I can comfortably without having to worry about it fading, which is one of the downsides of Prismacolors is not very many of them are even moderately light fast, which I did not know. I don't think I ever had a teacher tell me that. So it's a little disheartening because I did a lot of projects with that included that included Prismacolor. Now once I get a little bit more brave with my coloring in adult coloring books, I want to use more watercolor and acrylic. I think right now I'm still a little bit too shy. Don't know why. And with watercolor, I love watercolor. It's one of my favorite mediums to use, but I do get very frustrated when the paper isn't watercolor quality. Like I had just bought a cheap pad of watercolor paper the other day and it was pretty frustrating because I wanted to get these like super cool vibrant colors and lower quality watercolor paper just doesn't allow you to do that. That doesn't mean that you can't get nice results with watercolor on regular paper. So I do want to try it. I have one of those water pens. I have some watercolor pencils, so I might try those out in some of my coloring books. I also want to, yeah, I think I said I want to use more acrylic. And I have used markers and stuff, but a lot of my coloring books have double-sided pages. And some of them, like the Create Space ones, I'm not willing to use markers on those just because paper is thin enough that it's going to show through. Whereas probably on, well, not sure about this paper because it's kind of, markers would probably be fine on these ones. And like super tip markers, water-based markers are really nice for laying down a nice base layer. If you want to get in some color quickly, you can like And that's where it would be appropriate to do a lighter color first, because you would do the lighter color with the marker and then go in with something like regular pencils and put in the darker tones. Because there are some mediums where it is better to go light to dark, like watercolor. Going dark to light is not usually the best idea, because you run the risk of bleeding and smearing. So watercolor is nice for layering and getting a very dainty feel. You can also get like really vibrant, rich colors with watercolor though. My apologies about that. I was just talking about how I'm gonna go back and watch this later after I've filmed for a long time. And I'm just gonna laugh and cringe. And then I realized my phone died. So let's see if we can get this continued. So let's rotate that. Okay. So I have no idea where it left off, because it did not give me any warning at all. Let's see if I can find an outlet. Right there. Oh, there's the extension. Okay. There we go. There. Let's see. Woo! Alright, sorry guys. This is gonna be crazy for just a second. Alright. Yes. Okay. Let's make sure it's charging. Yep. Okay, sorry guys. That was my note. Okay. I think this video's safe to say it goes on the embarrassing moments list, right? Okay. Hopefully that works. Okay. Man, I did not realize how fast my phone would ring, and I forgot to charge it all the way. So next time, see, this video is full of learning experiences, isn't it? Right. Oh my gosh. I'm like cringing inside. Oh, man. Okay. Let's move that. So you can see. Oh, okay. Oh. There we go. Oh, I hope this added a good laugh to your day, because, man, not one of my proudest moments. Oh man. Alright, here we go. So I don't know when it cut off. Hopefully you didn't miss too much coloring, because that would just be awkward if it's been dead for like half an hour or something, you know? Next time it will be much better, I promise. Better. Just kind of have to make the risk of putting yourself out there. Can't talk now. Putting yourself out there and possibly embarrassing yourself, just like I did, in order to get somewhere, you know. I just wish I would have done it in a less embarrassing way. It's okay. Well, I just heard a big thump. I don't know if that was my son in his crib or my neighbors. We live in a 2-bedroom apartment, so I'm actually coloring on my husband's desk while he's in class because my art desk is in the same room as my son's bed. Just that. And I don't know what kind of pencil sharpener this is. I lost the lid to it, but I really like it. It's nice and sharp. I think it's just a generic art pencil sharpener. I have one made specifically for soft lead I want to try and use sometime. Oh yeah, you can't really tell too much in the video. The depth of color. Let's see if I can show you guys. So I have like this kind of yellowish, brownish yellow, and then just like a reddish brown. So yeah. Man, almost finished with the tree. I'm trying to decide if I should color the vines. Are vines brown? Or are they like a kind of olive forest green? I don't know. Okay. Man, I don't know why I'm so tired. Well, my son has been waking up earlier because of it being summer and stuff. Gets light early. So that might be part of it. He's such a cutie though. Actually, he'll probably be waking up in about 15 or 20 minutes for his nap. So I think once I finish the bark, probably sign off and then do another coloring chat where I finish this guy. Probably in a couple weeks. Well, I don't know if I'll be able to finish him. Then the next time I might have to do 2 more sections. We'll see. There's not very many leaves, so I might be able to. And don't be afraid of your art supplies. Wow, this paper is super soft. I think I said that already. Or no, well, it is, I guess soft, but smooth would be a better adjective for that. I still cannot believe that just happened. I am so sorry about that, everybody. And for those watching it after recording, I apologize as well. What was that? I don't know. Dare I look? No. Probably. Well, I'm almost finished. Probably just on vacation. If you heard that buzzing. Oh my gosh! I forgot this whole little part down here. I was just too busy happily chatting away. I think these are snow owls. I don't know. I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on knowing subspecies, animal subspecies. So, but don't quote me on what kind of owls they are. I think this tree is so cool, so gnarly looking. I think it's dying though. I think the vines are choking it because, or maybe it's just springtime and there are not a lot of leaves in bloom yet. We'll pretend that because we'll take that option because that's less sad. It's a happy thing. It's springtime, so it's just beginning to sprout leaves. What's crazy is when I was in college, I did a drawing of these owls on a tree branch, and I'm pretty sure, no, they might have been in different kinds of different owls, but they were two owls kind of like snuggled up on this tree branch, and now I'm coloring a drawing of two owls snuggled up a tree branch. I have a really cute idea for a coloring page illustration that I'm going to do that involves, you guessed it, owls. Can you tell their favorite animal? See, is this, I think that's a vine, so I'm gonna make that into a vine later. And I don't know about this lighting. I think it's fine. I'm just sad that you guys can't see what I can see color vibrancy wise. That just might be my camera. I'm amazed at how quickly I got this hashed out. I wouldn't say it's my best tree that I've ever done, but I think it's decent for only taking about an hour. If you are still watching, I'd just like to say thank you for sticking through. Because it's kind of been a little bit of a roller coaster ride today with this video. Oh, I'm probably gonna illustrate some coloring pages that have to do with trees too, because I love trees. They are so fun to color and they're so cool to look at and extremely fun to draw. And get so excited when I get close to finishing something. So close. Sometimes that's one of the hardest parts of the finishing something, is when you're almost there and you just have all these small little details that you have to take care of. You're so close. Sometimes people tend to like, and sometimes I'm guilty of this, but you spend all this amazing time creating this wonderful looking picture, and you're so close to finishing and you just want to be finished. You kind of rush a little bit. I keep telling myself, calm down, don't rush. You can't rush art. Alright. Okay, well, there we go. Thank you guys so much for watching and for sticking with me. I'm gonna kind of show you a little bit up close of what it looks like. Be sure to join me next time for when I work on getting closer to finishing this puppy. Like and subscribe if you got a laugh out of this video. And enjoy your week. And hopefully it's not too hot where you are. Thanks for watching. Okay, let's see. Alright, close up. And enjoy your day. Let's see. How do I... Sorry. Go.